What's going on, everybody? What's going on? This is Coach D coming at you. All right, look, I wanted to jump on here real quick this morning. First off, as you guys jump on, let me know that you can hear me. Put down in the comments, let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm tuning in from the Carolinas. Check this out. All right, you know how typically we go about our day and we really be having the same routine on what we do, right? You might wake up, let's say if you wake up like 6 in the morning, you have your coffee if you drink coffee, you get ready for work, you drive to work. It's just like a routine, you do the same thing over and over. And typically, we're okay. It's part of being in our comfort zone, right? But it's something that I realized, okay? Now we've heard that, our comfort zone, that, it's a dangerous spot to be in, right? But let me put in some real world perspective for you, okay? It's kind of like an epiphany I had, right? And y'all know I love to share my thoughts, right? I swear one day I'm going to be a podcaster, right? Very popular. Anyway, so I got up this morning. I typically don't get up early in the morning, I may get up and, kind of do a couple of things on Facebook, but I don't actually get up out of bed, right? So this morning I decided to get up. It was about like, oh my gosh, I swear it had to be like 5 something in the morning, and I just couldn't sleep anymore, so I said, well, let me go ahead and get up and get something to eat, and I had every intention on laying back down, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I don't get up that early in the morning, and I don't like staying up that late either. So there's that. But something told me, I said, well, let me get up. I said, let me go ahead and do some cleaning, some housework. Now, you know how like when you're growing up, right? I don't know about y'all, but in my family, typically housework we did like on the weekends, like, like Saturday morning, clean house, Sunday, did laundry, stuff like that, right? What's going on, Victoria? What's going on, Rakesh? What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Typically we had certain days that we would do our housework, right? When I was growing up in the house, I'm saying, with my mom and them, right? So that's kind of what I had gotten used to. It's like, okay, so I would wait till the weekend, and then Saturday will come around. I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to clean up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to, do some laundry. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. Then what happens? Saturday come around. Then I'm like, man, I don't feel like it. Right? Maybe you had a late night on Friday, you know what I'm saying? Or you're just not in the mood. And I mean, hell, let's just be real. Maybe you're a female and your female, cycle came on Saturday. Good and well, when our cycle come on, we don't be wanting to do nothing. Okay. For all the females out there, we don't be wanting to do nothing. Right. So I said today, you know what? I said, I'm going to start breaking cycles. Right. I said, there are things that, I've been accustomed to doing just out of habit, but that doesn't mean that that's the way it's going to be best for me. That doesn't mean that that's going to allow me to, achieve what I ultimately want to achieve. For example, okay, like, like every week or however often you clean, but let's say every week, you love the smell of, your pine sol or whatever it is you use to clean, right? You love the smell of a clean house, right? You love the scent of your fresh linen, right? That come out of the laundry, right? But check that out. That could be the goal. Right? That you want a clean house, for example. That can be the goal. But how about this? How about, I said, you know what? That can be the goal, but who's to tell me that the way that I achieve that goal can't be that I do those things on Wednesday, right? And this is how, a lot of times, like I said, we just do things out of habit, and it's things spill over into our business and the rest of our life because we put things off because we didn't do them at the time that we had allotted for. Like in business, right? There's things that we need to do every day, right? Like, for example, there's about, like, today, there's a minimum of 2.5 hours that I need to do today. I have 2 hours that I need to put into my business, and then I have another half hour of training to give my team later on this evening, right? So that's 2.5 hours I know I need to do. But I mean, that's a whole span of, almost 24 hours, to get that done. So instead of thinking that you have to do everything at a certain time, right? Think of it like this. As long as whatever things that you want to get done, whatever that is, whether it's cleaning your house or whatever, as long as they get done, how about not being so hard on yourself as far as, making it such a strict time frame, right? Now, some things do are time sensitive, like the training that we have tonight is time sensitive, right? But there are other things like your DMO, right? It's like, okay, I'll tell my team, I say, hey, you can get your stuff done in about an hour a day. If they're on phase one, I tell them it's about an hour a day, which is true, and I show them that multiple times, live on how to do that, right? And sometimes people still don't get it done. I know what's happening. What's happening to you is the things that happens to all of us. You're thinking that because it's an hour, you're thinking you have to do that whole hour in that one sitting. We're thinking that we have to stick to like a strict pattern of things in order for it to be effective. And then when it's not effective for us, because we don't psych ourselves out, what happens is we wind up, changing the goal. Instead of changing the way that we achieve the goal, we wind up changing the goal altogether. We'll be like, oh, well, maybe I won't do those 5 steps in the blueprint that D put out that other people are winning with. Instead, maybe I'll just do 2 steps, right? That's changing the goal, right? That's changing the goal. How about this? Think about it differently. Instead of changing that goal, change the time frames that you do the steps. Change the time frame that you do whatever it is that you do in your life. If it's cleaning your house, if you're running into situations where you typically clean your house on Saturdays, for example, right? And if it keeps happening where you don't get the housework done on Saturday, you don't get the laundry done, you know what I'm saying? You don't get your hair done, whatever it is that you're supposed to do on Saturday, change when you do it. Who says, right? Chastity says guilty. Girl, yes. Like, seriously, if anyone else has been guilty of that, put down a comment, say, yeah, that's me. Like, real talk. Like, and I had to catch myself this morning because y'all know I'm usually, not even up out the bed yet, right? And I don't know when the last time I've done a Facebook Live in the morning time, right? But I had to catch myself this morning like, wait a minute, so why do I need to wait until Saturday to do some housework? Other than the fact that it was a habit from when we were kids. Why do I need to wait to do that? I said, you know what? I was listening to Bob Proctor. Like I said, I went and got something to eat and I was listening to Bob Proctor, and I love listening to that dude. Like, man, he's mad inspirational. And it just hit me like, yo, you don't have to wait. You just need to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what you need to do. So why do you need to wait to do it? Why do you have to put yourself in a box that, I can only do my housework on, on Saturday or on Sunday? There's like these superstition things, I think, too, with washing clothes. What was it? It's something they used to say in the family, something about you ain't supposed to wash on Sunday, some old goofy shit, but the reality is, as long as you reach your goal, don't put yourself in such a box to where you got to do it at a time that someone said you got to do it at, unless it's like a meeting you got to get to, okay? Definitely be on time for meetings, right? Chastity said, used to be. I feel you. Exactly, Chastity. You said you still have to catch yourself. Yes, girl. Yes, people need to know this. You know what I mean? We need to know this because, if you know what you need to do, okay, then you can have some freedom to breathe. Because you know what happens? Check this out. You know what happens when we put all that pressure on ourselves to make everything be right at that precise moment? You know what happens? We get stressed the hell out. Let's just be real with it. We get stressed the hell out. We like, oh my gosh, I didn't clean the house on Saturday, or I didn't wash the dishes on, Friday evening, or I didn't do that on that time. I didn't do that on that time. And then we start feeling bad, right? We start feeling bad about the fact that we didn't, do it at that time, even though it's like, we could do it the next day or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? We could do it another day. And what happens is when we start feeling bad about things, even though those things are really minor, we see them as big, and that just like kind of screws up. It starts to play on you for the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Follow me now. There's a point to this, right? Because when we start feeling bad about things, it like puts us all in a negative mindset when we're trying to do anything else, trying to accomplish anything else. We feel like a halfway failure. You know what I'm saying? We feel like a halfway failure. Chastity said not wash on Sunday. It was something like that you ain't supposed to wash clothes on Sunday. It's something like that, Chastity. I mean, we got all these traditions, okay, girl? We got all these damn traditions. Victoria says, I used to try to follow a timeline, but as you said, that doesn't always work. And yep, it would stress me out. Yes, Vicky. Girl, you'll be all stressed out. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Vicky said, now I just make sure it gets done within the day. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Vicky. As long as you get whatever it is you're supposed to be done. Now, like I said, if you have a meeting, like for our training that we have today, Vicky, we do that at 7:30. You know what I'm saying? Eastern. Okay, boom. Sure for that. But that's 30 minutes. The other 2 hours that I need to do, as long as I get it done, right? If I want to take a break or whatever the case may be, because I don't have a job. This is what I do full time, right? You know what I'm saying? As long as you get the things done. And I'm going to tell you some real truth here. I'm going to tell you some real truth. What happens if you don't get something done that day? Check this out. Don't beat yourself up. Start it again the next day. Like, if you guys know, like a lot of people see me and they're like, well, damn, she's a go-getter. I know, she does everything perfectly, blah, blah, blah. That's bull crap. Okay. There's tons of things that I don't get done. Right. But you know what I've learned is just what I'm telling you guys. Don't beat yourself up about it. The goal has never changed of getting, to a place, right? Wherever it is. The goal did not change of getting to that place. How you get there and the time frames you get there may pivot, right? But the moment that you start, beating yourself up about not sticking to, the particular schedule, like Vicky was talking about, you wind up derailing your success mentally. Yes, Chastity said it hits my self-esteem. Yes. Chastity says that her planner helps her get things done. Right. I'm going to tell you, like for me, Chastity, I like to have checklists, which is, pretty much what a planner is. I like to have checklists. Right? So that way I know, okay, this amount of stuff needs to get done. And, then I can put things in order, but I have flexibility in the fact of if things don't get done at a particular time, then I can shift it and say, you know what? It's cool. Like yesterday, it was storming, right? It was storming last night. It was like 3:59 or something. It was almost 4:00, right? And I was supposed to have a one-on-one session with one of my colleagues, right? To help her out, put her funnel together, right? And her lead magnet. And it started storming. And the internet went out. So all I had, for internet was my phone. I didn't have it on my computer because it went out, on the phone, you can use your data. And so I hit her up. I'm like, girl, internet just went out. I said, we're going to have to push this back. I said, it may be tomorrow, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So I made the plans to make arrangements, made sure that my business partner was able to take over the training that we had, the presentation we had later on, but then it came back, the internet came back and I said, hey, it's back on, blah, blah, blah. So we started it late, but it still worked out. I'm talking about, the session I had with her was late because the internet came on late, but it still worked out. It's okay. It still got done. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand that you got to allow yourself some flexibility, right? Because it will play on your conscience. If you don't, you will continue to think that you're a failure. You'll continue to see that other people are winning and think that you're not winning. You'll think that you're not winning. Honestly, seriously. Chastity said, I used to let it affect me negatively and ruin my whole day. Yes, girl. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. Like, there were times where things like that, a while back it would like bring my whole mood off. Like, man, this some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, bump it. I'm going back to bed. You know what I mean? Like, it's over for me. I'm going back to bed. But things that I've had to learn, it's about, growing the personal development side, right? And I ain't gonna lie, man, since I got online in January 2018, I've done so much growing from a personal development standpoint. I know people who, knew me, let's say 10 years ago, they don't recognize me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, this is deep. You know what I'm saying? When you start realizing things that don't matter as much as you thought they did, and you start changing who you are as a person within, because your goals change, right? And you're always going to be constantly evolving because you want to get somewhere, right? Which is what we call that personal development. And we start releasing some of that pressure off of our shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Some of that stuff that we used to, really get down on ourselves about, we actually start moving faster. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've never had so much growth in a business standpoint and when I say growth, not necessarily economically, but from a growth standpoint of understanding and overstanding in the last, 2 years than I've ever had. And I've been an entrepreneur for damn near 12 years, as far as full time. You know what I'm saying? But I've never had so much growth in the last 2 years. And it has been, mentally growing, from a personal standpoint and then sharing that growth. Honestly, like this helps me. Like, I don't know about you guys, but me sharing, so like when I get on live, I really don't get on live just to talk about bullshit, right? I get on live, it's like, yo, I just had an epiphany, like, oh my gosh, this is an aha moment. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm doing a training, y'all know, I get my whiteboard out, you know what I mean? We do our thing. But other than that, excuse me, a lot of times it's because I've had an epiphany about something. I'm like, yo, I didn't even think about this. So, it would have been good if somebody would have told me this. So I get on live and I share this with you guys because I know that like attracts like, meaning I'm going to attract people who are similar to me. So that means I know some of you guys are going through that too. You know what I'm saying? Victoria says, I also used to try and watch a lot of replays, but that got out of hand. Girl, stop it. With our team posts and accountability partners, I stay updated. Absolutely, Victoria. See, what Victoria is talking about, because when we do our trainings, a lot of the trainings that I'll do for my team, they like, I may schedule like an hour, but I be so worried about people getting it that them joints wind up being like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But I recently made that shift too, because I realized something. An hour and a half to 2 hours of training. I'm about to, all of you guys who are leaders and leading a team, I'm about to tell you some real stuff right here. All of them trainings that we be doing for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? Here's the deal. A lot of people don't watch the replays. It's not because they're lazy. It's because they too damn long, right? And I recently realized that, and I actually told my team, the last training we had, I said, yo, our training's going to be like 30 minutes now. I said, because I get it. They too damn long. They too long. Because after you done did everything that you're supposed to do in that day, and then you got to catch a replay of 2 hours, and then Lord forbid you miss, 2 of my trainings. Oh, you way behind. You missed 2 of my trainings. No matter how good they are and how good your intentions are, it's difficult to catch up from 4 hours of my training, So you're absolutely right, Victoria, where, you don't try and catch everything. You pace yourself knowing that the goal is still the goal, right? But you don't have to do it all at that particular moment in time. Unless it's like I give homework, then, you need to find out what the homework is so you can do the homework. You feel me? But other than that, you roll, Yes, Chastity, it definitely helps to know that we're not alone. And a lot of times, like real talk, man, people do think that they're alone. I've been there. Like, seriously, I've been there. Like, yo, do anybody else feel this way? You know what I'm saying? Especially when I was first starting, man, like, yo, is anybody else losing? You think everybody else winning and you think you're the only one losing. And you're like, yo, is anybody else losing like this? Like, how do they handle it? But yeah, we are all, in this journey. Your ultimate goal may be a little bit different than mine, but we're all in this journey to some degree, this entrepreneur journey. We may not all want the same economic outcome, right? Like your number, you may want 50,000 a month, whatever. I may want $1 million a month, whatever. But at the end of the day, we're trying to move to a different place from where we are. And so we can't get bogged down on the fact that everything doesn't happen at that particular time because we are habitual creatures. Excuse me. It's time to get out of the habitual part, understand that we have goals, right? What's going on, Chris? Understand that we have goals, right? And then just get them done, but don't beat yourself up if you don't do it at that minor time. Like, oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up and do my post at 9:30. Like, anybody ever felt that way? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, I gotta hurry up and put my post up at 9:30 because I know I want to do another post at like 5:30. And if I wait too much later, then the Facebook algorithm will beat me up and it won't show my post to anybody because I'm supposed to wait at least 5 to 6 hours in between the time I post. Like I used to think that, trying to worry about the Facebook algorithm so much to the point of you're like, damn, it's 11 and I didn't do my post. Oh my gosh. I guess I can't do my post because I missed the time frame. Bump it. Do your damn post when you want to. If you got something to say, post it. Somebody gonna see it who gives a hoot nanny. Okay? Somebody gonna see it. Do that thing. Because you got a goal in mind. Right? You have a long-term goal in mind. Right? And you don't want to feel all that extra unnecessary stress. Right? Of, feeling like you didn't do something at the right time in life. Like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Right. Yes. Right, Chastity, exactly. We are still trying to succeed in our way. Absolutely. What's going on, my man, Chris Ellis? Yeah, so I just had to jump on here and share that with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't typically get on in the morning, because I'm usually still asleep. But, and I'm going to take me, I'm going to rest a little bit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I done did me some housework. I feel like I done did something today, y'all. You know what I mean? I done feel, look. You know how when you done got something accomplished and you made a little money too? You know what I mean? Because I did get a commission this morning. Came in. Man, I swear, I ain't even going to lie. Residual commissions is life. I ain't even going to lie. But, and I know, like I said, throughout the day, there's 2.5 hours worth of stuff I need to get done. Right? So I typically, knock offline about 9 p.m. Eastern. So I got between, what time is it? 10 a.m. Eastern. 10 a.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern to complete 2.5 hours worth of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what that is. So those are the tips I wanted to bring you guys. All right. If you came in at the end, definitely catch the replay, guys. You know what I'm saying? If you can, so that way you get these tips and you start actually implementing this into your mindset today, because it'll help you. It'll help you. You know what I'm saying? Chastity says, I apologize in advance, but would you be willing to let me interview you? He said, apologize for timing. Hit me up, Chastity. But I just said, Chastity, I just said that I'm about to go relax, right? So don't hit me up like right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm dead serious. I'm about to go relax. I might even, kind of turn Facebook off a little bit. You know what I mean? And lay down a little bit, but I will be back up probably another couple of hours or whatnot. You know what I mean? So I can get my, 2.5 hours in and be good to go. But that's what I wanted to bring to you guys. And I appreciate you guys jumping on my live. I really do. I really do appreciate all of you guys' support. Definitely give me some hearts if you be loving what I'm saying. Throw me up some hearts, and as Facebook shows me you guys' stuff coming down my feed, I'll make sure that I'm supporting, during my 2.5 hours on Facebook. I gotta support somebody, so I might as well support y'all, right? You feel me? All right. Other than that, y'all already know this is Coach D, baby. What we gonna do? We gonna take this ride to the top. All right. And we